Palestinians have failed where other Arab nations have succeeded because they never posed a real threat to Israel and were too weak to protect their concessions from further erosion. 1 year before fully withdrawing from Lebanon, Ehud Barak explained the reason for prioritizing peace with the Syrians over the Palestinians and for the discrepancy in Israel's approach to the two nations. The Syrians have 700 warplanes, 4,000 tanks, 2,500 artillery pieces, and surface-to-surface missiles that are neatly organized and can cover the country with nerve gas, he said. The Palestinians are the source of legitimacy for the continuation of the conflict, but they are the weakest of all our adversaries. As a military threat, they are ludicrous. They pose no military threat of any kind. During the past 2.5 decades of intermittent negotiations, Palestinian powerlessness has induced further compromises, from consent to Israel's annexation of settlement blocks to giving up large parts of Jerusalem that were conquered in 1967, to acquiescing in demilitarization and other restrictions on the sovereignty of their future state. Despite these concessions, the Palestinians remained far too weak to obtain what has been granted to them by international law, including, for example, a 1980 UN Security Council resolution calling on Israel to dismantle all settlements in the territories occupied in 1967. In fact, on every major issue of peace negotiations, from borders, Jerusalem, and refugees to settlements, water, and security, the Palestinians have demanded no more, and often considerably less than what international law and the majority of the world's nations ostensibly support. Yet, Israeli governments continue to claim that Palestinian demands are unreasonable and that Israel has no partner for peace. Through the years of coercion and defeat, Palestinians have been compelled to accept the positions of the UN Security Council, Europe, and the United States. But these same parties have failed to put similar pressure on Israel to respect those positions as well. As a result, the Palestinians have been stuck in limbo, not strong enough to resist international demands, and too weak to prevail upon Israel to comply. The Palestinian leadership has thus been left to engage in one round of stalemated talks after another, while its frustrated constituents cycle through bursts of violence, Israeli counter-violence, and periods of wearied, submissive quiescence, each new capitulation strengthening the Israeli view that force is the only language the Palestinians understand.